3,
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Halftime Live here on Bruce Sports. It is a Wednesday edition of the program. It's What's Up Wednesday. It's Hump Day Wednesday. I'm Baxter
all
Colburn.
those things.
That's not Tanner Burke.
Surprise!
Surprise. It's Mitch Vomhof. How are you, Mitch?
I'm doing pretty good, Baxter.
Oh, good. So,
Made it in
Mitch,
here for-
So I've been telling people all week, Mitch, that by you filling in for Tanner, we usually go off the rails on Wednesdays, and I heard that we were going to cut your man bun off today.
That,
I called a couple of people. So on the way.
Simon comes very recommended.
Wow. I didn't know why you had called me here for this meeting.
Right. At the same time,
you
you're
summoned
like,
me
wait a minute.
to tell me something very urgent.
Yes.
But I am going to have to strenuously object to. I don't have the man bun today. The hair's down.
But.
Oh no!
No! Oh my gosh! This is awkward. I'm so sorry.
Oh geez, yeah.
It was gonna be on air. It's. I'll pay you for your time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry. I appreciate
Well,
you coming by.
Scissors now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so
Well, you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, you get those. And if you come back in like let's say 35 minutes or so,
right?
I'll totally be right
yeah,
here.
we'll be
I
here.
will not have left yet.
Yes.
I'll see you guys.
Perfect.
See you later.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah. Good to see you. Anyway.
Dare we to...
Perfect. The mystery hand. It's back.
Let it be shown that we are not actually exchanging money.
Yes.
We are not bribing anyone on this show.
No, maybe.
Ever.
At
At least not to my knowledge, but I'm not on the show regularly, so I don't know what you guys do.
Well, I was wondering why you were sitting so far away from me, Mitch. I mean, you can scoot closer to me if you want to. I mean, it's up, you don't have to.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I thought you appreciated your distance, Baxter.
I do like some distance. I like to be able to have
great.
room to spread out and do my arm stretches in the middle of the show. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, you got to just kind of embrace it.
Yeah,
embrace
for
the
sure,
now.
for sure.
Embrace the here and now. But anyway, it is halftime today. It is a little bit of a shorter
indeed.
show. But I am certainly excited to get the program off and rolling. As we mentioned, if you missed it earlier in all the hullabaloo and chaos, that is Mitch Vomhof. He is the co-host of Double Dribble on Tuesday nights with Jimmy Carlton at 5 p.m.
You can catch
Central Time.
Last night's show, I believe, is live on Bruce Sportsnet right now.
Yep. Find it here on our Facebook page, and you also go check out the website, brucesportsnet.com. We are also live on the YouTubes as well, so some good stuff out there for you YouTubers. So we're going to be joined in just a little bit by Christian Heimel, one of our MLB insiders, to give us just a quick hit around the league to see what exactly is taking place out there. Some good stuff, some fun stuff. But of course, we are also wondering what in the world somebody like Tanner's doing today. We know he's headed.
Are we going to get our?
We know he's headed to
Tanner update?
Florida. We know what's going on there. I don't know. I've yet to get a text from like Tanner to be like, yeah, let's have the Tanner cam, or the Burke mobile, or something, I don't know, something of that nature.
We just strapped a GoPro to Tanner's forehead.
We really
were
should
just gonna
have. That would have been,
follow
I
him
think, a
around
very
on his vacation.
successful.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
people would
great.
have paid for that segment to be like, let's check in on the Tanner cam and
sure.
find him. I probably could call him just to be like, Tanner, because I know he left this morning, but I don't know. I don't know where he actually is.
We could be getting a live shot from like inside an airport right now.
Right. We have no idea.
Fantastic.
We have absolutely no idea. But because it is a shorter, quicker, fast show today, we are going to jump straight into Christian Heimel this morning to say a good morning to him. A good morning to all of you amazing people also watching in here on Facebook and YouTube and Spreaker. Good to see Greg and Tanner and Adam and Jeff and Luis and
Do you want to give a shout out to
everybody
Luis? I'm going to put nice haircut Tanner as a mark in the Pro Man Bun column.
There you
as
go.
an extension of our question of the week.
It'd be like somebody is all about it.
The basketball show.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever have a man bun, honestly.
That's fine. It's not for everyone. I totally understand.
That's true. I mean, when you talk about someone that doesn't have a lot of hair, Christian Heimel usually comes to my mind well, too. But Christian, a good day to you,
that's
sir.
A cold open.
Do you think I should cut Mitch's man bun? Maybe he could donate some of his hair for locks of love to your hair.
Wow. I was ready to pay you with a compliment on how nice the glasses. You are in full travel mode today.
Thank
Relax.
you. I feel good.
Slippers probably for the airport.
You bet your bottom I am.
And all that stuff. But then, now I'm thinking, truth be told, I'm thinking you may need to get your head shaved so you know what this feels like, my friend.
Oh,
this
boy.
is, but at the same time,
I've already got gray hairs, Christian, so
yeah.
it's working its way through me.
Why do you think I shaved the sides of my head? Because that's where all the gray hairs come in. So
that makes more sense.
just leave the top long, shave the sides. We're all good.
Listen, I'm still launching the fight to be able to go completely bald and just keep the beard. But
that's good luck. I mean,
sick or not ready to get rid of my hair just yet. What's left of it, at least.
You're gonna say if you end up going that route, Christian, you're gonna have to like get out of the sports industry and get into like the craft brewing industry, or or move to Portland or something.
I'm not upset about that at all.
All right,
start an indie band.
I'm sitting here looking at Rich Eisen, and I'm like, I remember when Rich had the beard. Rich. And I could have a similar, we could have a look-alike contest, I think, at some point in our lives. But
absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
We'll wait for that.
Right, exactly. Well, speaking of waiting, I think people are still kind of waiting for the Chicago Cubs to return back to their form that won them the World Series last year. It is obviously still ungodly early to make any sort of predictions. Chicago, they're 17-16 right now. So what? You can lose 90 games and still win the World Series. I'm not going to even go down that road because that, in general, makes me upset. Anyway, what do you take away from Chicago right now? They're in second place in their division. They're obviously starting to get their feet back together, but now they got to deal with Colorado, who's been ungodly, surprisingly good so far to start the season.
Well, here's the thing about baseball, and anybody who is part of the game understands this. Hitting usually takes the longest to come around. You think about the Boston Red Sox last year, their bats didn't really wake up until June or July, and then they kind of went on a massive tear hitting, and they're in the same position now where all of a sudden Hanley Ramirez, who hadn't had a single home run, has hit 5 in the last 8 games or whatever it is. Mookie Betts had 4 RBI last night. But the Cubs, I'm not concerned. If you're concerned about the Chicago Cubs, then you're a Chicago Cubs fan because you're still not in full. You don't believe that this actually happened.
I am not a Chicago Cubs fan, for the record.
But you don't believe that the Cubs actually won the World Series. You're still expecting to wake up from this dream. I remember it as a Red Sox fan in 2005 when you're sitting there going, "Is this really happening? Are they really saying the defending world champion?" Like it's one of those things.
Right.
But I'm not concerned at all about the Cubs. Listen, they still have a tremendous pitching staff. They still have arguably the best defensive second baseman in the league. And then when you add in the rest of the guys, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Kyle Schwarber, and the host of others, there's no reason to be concerned. The bats will come around. They will start scoring runs. The pitching is going to be there. The bigger concern is, if they're going to be able to continue to – if they're going to find a way to overcome and be that first place team. I had this team picked to win the division. I still do. I will until someone proves me otherwise. And the only other team I think that can do that is St. Louis, but we're going to have to wait until June or July to really see just how much this is going to play out. Yogi Berra always said it gets late early, but it's not too late just yet for the Cubs. I wouldn't be concerned about where they are right now at 17-16. It's not something to freak out about.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Christian, I want to take a look a little bit at one of the races in the American League that's caught my attention. To me, the New York Yankees have really turned their whole rebuild around in a much faster time frame than anyone really would have anticipated. And second place in the East, right behind Baltimore. With that race, kind of those top 3 teams in the American League East, the Orioles, Yankees, and the Red Sox. How do you see the race shaping up? Is this something where the Yankees and the Orioles are going to keep up their lead throughout the rest of the season, or might they fall back at some point?
Listen, if you're expecting the Yankees or the Orioles realistically to be a 110-win team, it's not going to happen. The biggest issue the Orioles are going to have is now with Zach Britton out for 2 months. That is a huge blow to them because in the era that we are currently in, where bullpen pitching reigns supreme, even though in that division you've got the reigning Cy Young winner in Rick Porcello, you've got, despite only having 2 wins in his first 5 starts, in my opinion, the favorite for Cy Young and Chris Sale because of how many guys he's striking out at a remarkable rate. And considering how low his ERA is, this is one of those things. The Red Sox are going to be there as well. But here's the beautiful part about what the Yankees have done. And you got to give Brian Cashman, if you can give the award to Baseball Exec of the Year right now, Brian Cashman deserves it because he went back to what he did 22 years ago in 1995. He built a tremendous team around the core that they have around the young guys. They started trading off people and getting draft picks and turning them into tremendous homegrown talent. When you talk about the Yankees and the essence of New York, it's the core 4, all guys that they brought up through their system, and they're doing that now, and you're seeing the fruits of their labor with Aaron Judge, Greg Bird, Gary Sanchez, who just came off the DL. This is going to be a very fun race. I ultimately see, just because of the pitching, I don't see the Yankees staff being there just yet. I do see the Sox winning this division strictly from a pitching standpoint. Toronto is going to be interesting as well once Josh Donaldson gets healthy again. The Orioles, if they can figure out a way to survive without Britton, they're going to be very, very close. But much to my dismay, I don't think the Yankees are going away, but that's a good thing for baseball. Baseball is at its best when the Yankees are competing for championships.
Last question for me, Christian, before we let you run, talking with Christian Heimel, one of our baseball insiders here on the Bruce Sports Network. What's been the biggest surprise for you this first couple of games in a negative sense? I know we always hear about the positives, but what's been the most negative surprise for you thus far? Player, team, whatever.
I think what I don't know if you can call this a negative. It's very, well, I mean, we'll just say it, the negative. Matt Harvey. It really is. The New York Mets and the way they have handled their pitching staff over the last couple of years from an injury standpoint is very disappointing. And this is a team that was, 4 outs away from a World Series championship 3 years ago. So this is something that has got to be disturbing to Mets fans and really to free agent baseball pitchers, because who is going to want to go to the Mets, a team that has a lineup built to win a championship, but their training staff, for whatever reason, can't figure out how to keep these guys healthy and keep them on the field. And then when you have an issue like Matt Harvey, who used to be the face of that franchise, and now I think what the Mets did over the weekend was they kind of put him out to dry and said, hey, listen, you're not the hot shot you were a couple of years ago. We're not going to protect you anymore. You got to own up for it. I think you saw that, and I think that's a good thing for Harvey. But that's been the biggest disappointment for me. The biggest negative so far in the baseball season has been the Mets rotation, and it all kind of came to a head over the weekend with Matt Harvey.
Good stuff, Christian. We appreciate you taking the time to swing by today. Where can people find you on social media to keep up with your amazing thoughts?
As always, check me out on Twitter, guys, at Chris Heimel. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks a lot,
much,
Christian.
man.
All right, there goes Christian Heimel here on Halftime as we continue to move along on the Bruce Sports Network. That is Mitch. I'm Baxter.
As always.
Mitch sitting in for the wonderful man that is Tanner Burke, who's on his way to Florida. I'm headed there shortly. I'm very excited about it.
You guys all getting your vacations in.
I know.
I went to Minneapolis the other week. It's kind of the opposite.
Is that considered can you vacation in Minneapolis? Is that a thing?
It's Minneapolis is a very nice city.
Of course, of course.
It's not your beach lounging vacation maybe, but you can still. I think you can still have a good time there.
Okay,
as long as you're not working, I think you can be on vacation.
That is I suppose. I guess you could technically vacation. You can have a staycation. People usually sometimes say here in Milwaukee as well. Quick check in on the comments. Adam says, "Yo, don't bring up the Yankees." Sorry, Adam. Not trying
whoops.
to. It's relevant,
listen, they're good. We got to talk about them. That's unfortunately the way it works.
Exactly. Adam says, "Just bring back Bartolo and trade Matt Harvey." Yeah. I think a lot of people would be completely fine with that.
Yeah, we can all support
he
more
hasn't
Bartolo.
been hitting dingers like he had, with Atlanta, like he was.
It's a shame because
it is.
Bartolo's home runs are the best home runs.
It is. It is so much fun when that happens. So, all right. Right before we decide to jump out of here in just a little bit, we still got a little bit of time. I want to talk about last night, NBA playoffs. Of course, Spurs now up 3-2. Manu Ginobili has hops, apparently. I wasn't sure about this.
Manu dunked. I think somebody said that was Manu's third dunk of the year and the first one that he will actually own and say, yes, that was a dunk.
Well, yes, I meant to do that. I want to ask you this. Now that this is a 3-2 series, is San Antonio in the driver's seat?
This is actually something I thought about a lot as I was watching that game, particularly when they got into overtime last night. Because it was a series that I kind of felt that this might finally be San Antonio's match. They might not have enough firepower to go up against the Mike D'Antoni bombing offense that Houston's been running for quite a while now. But it seems like San Antonio's getting enough contributions from like older players like Manu, guys like Jonathan Simmons are stepping up. Patty Mills stepped into the starting point guard spot and really didn't lose a beat.
Yeah.
Greg Popovich just still knows how to push the right buttons and get enough performance out of his second-string players to come up and continue to win big games like this.
Right.
And so at this point, obviously with the game advantage, with one game in Houston and then another in San Antonio, I think the Spurs are definitely in the driver's seat.
How do you react now, though, to Kawhi Leonard's ankle injury? That was the big storyline I thought that a lot of folks were focusing on as the game finished up last night. Is his absence going to be long-term? Do we know? Is it going to be something that might push the series to 7 games now because Houston might steal a game?
So Kawhi did say after the game last night that he is going to play in Game 6.
Yes, okay.
So
good to hear.
And he did come back after the ankle injury and played some, albeit obviously not as effective as he was before, very clearly held back by that ankle. But, you do obviously feel like he is going to make every effort to play. His effectiveness might be reduced, obviously, with that ankle injury. He's probably not going to end up playing 35, 40 minutes in a game. Not that Pop really wants him to do that anyways. But to me, that's probably going to be the biggest factor in San Antonio being able to close out this series early, or if it goes to 7, how effective their entire lineup is going to be, because you can replace even a guy like Tony Parker, who's been very important for them. You can replace him, as they've shown, with guys like Patty Mills, even Dejounte Murray.
True.
Coming up and starting as a rookie in the playoffs, which is incredible.
Right.
But I do think Kawhi is the one guy in that lineup that if he is out or playing at less than 75%, they're going to have huge problems in A, defending James Harden, and B, producing enough offense to keep up with the Houston attack.
I agree. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to see the rest of the way when it comes to the NBA playoffs. Two very good teams that certainly have a lot to offer. And it's funny, too, because you don't hear about San Antonio's other supporting cast because you sometimes forget about it. It's like, oh, you hear about Kawhi Leonard sometimes, but then you start going through the roster of and they have him.
I've forgotten about LaMarcus Aldridge 3 times in this conversation
I have
alone.
Too. Yeah, exactly. I heard it on the radio this morning. I'm like, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, right.
I'm like, oh yeah.
He plays for
He's a
he still
thing.
plays for the Spurs.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny just watching Spurs fans get really mad at LaMarcus Aldridge.
Is he a
over
disappointment
the last little while.
from his time?
I think in this playoff series he's been rather disappointing, especially what you've come to expect from LaMarcus. He's kind of traditionally stepped up in the postseason, and he's been a pretty dependable scorer, both for the Spurs and for the Trailblazers when he played for them. And, last night he had a decent game, 18 points, 14 rebounds, but he shot 21 times, didn't really seem that assertive a lot of the time, and he's not... especially against a Houston team that's down a really good center in Nene. A lot of people don't feel like he's taking advantage of the fact that Houston is so thin at the forward positions.
Right.
I mean, try to draw some
Houston
fouls
only
on guys.
used 7 players last night.
Yeah. And honestly, if they can draw a bunch of fouls on a guy like Clint Capella, then suddenly the backup center position for Houston is basically vacant, and Greg Popovich still loves to try to get a larger lineup out there and bully small players. Right. So if they can unlock that, and if LaMarcus can be a little more aggressive, draw a couple more fouls like that on the bigs, that could open up a lot of things for them going forward.
I completely agree. All right, well, I want to give Tanner a call. I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing, but I'm going to see if we can actually get him on the line fast, just because, who doesn't love a good phone call? We're not going to actually prank call him because, of course, you'd figure that out. But I think he's landed by now.
We will see.
Let's find out if Mr. Burke is available.
Call.
If not, we'll have to leave him a voicemail.
Hi, Tanner. I stole your spot.
Yeah, right. He should know by now. He's probably looking at his phone going, who's this 414 number?
Hello, you've reached Tanner Burke. If you leave your name and number, I will call you back as soon as possible.
We'll leave him a voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Tanner. This is Baxter and Mitch calling.
Hi, Tanner.
This is halftime, live on the air. We thought about prank calling you, but obviously you'd have figured that out by now, considering the time and day. We were really hopeful that you were going to answer your phone, but it's completely fine.
We wanted to get an update. What's the weather like in Florida?
I know. We've heard it's nice and warm and sunny and gorgeous, kind of like your personality. But anyway, we miss you. We hope you have a wonderful time in Florida, and we can't wait to have you back again next week. So have a safe travel, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one, man.
All right. So no unfortunate response from Tanner Burke, but what are you going to do? So as I mentioned, Mitch, kind of a quick thing that we do here today. One of the games we like to play is Start, Sit, Cut. Where we give three different things, and you have to start one, sit one, which means you're fully committed to it, but you're also getting rid of one. Okay, we do food, athletics, all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to give you 3 start, sit, cuts. We'll do an NBA one right off the bat, since that seems to be in your wheelhouse.
That would appear to be my specialty.
It appears to be in your wheelhouse. So going based off of playoff form currently, start, sit, cut, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
Oh, man.
I know. Start, sit, cut.
I think the start has to be Kevin Durant. I mean, this
is purely just based off the playoffs right now.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, Golden State has their setup where they have 4 stars and anyone can go
off. That helps.
But
certainly helps.
Kevin Durant, for me, in this postseason, has been the guy that just has taken over when anyone else falters, just has taken over and made Golden State go from maybe a, almost perfect contender to, these guys are just going to win a championship in, try and stop them.
Right.
James Harden's probably going to get my cut. Just strictly based on his recent performance. And kind of threw up a clunker at the end of the game last night. Got blocked from behind by 39-year-old Manu Ginobili.
If Manu can block you, you need to check yourself.
Appeared to be, pressing a little bit too hard. Had a couple unfortunate turnovers, and may or may not have been the reason that game went to overtime and to the defeat.
True.
And that's going to leave my sit to Steph Curry, who's still amazing. The first unanimous MVP. But maybe taking a little bit of a second fiddle to Durant in the regular season and also in the playoffs when Durant is healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't argue against any of that. You made very valid points, Raul, and I'm going to have to agree with you. I want to go to the food section really fast. So
it's my favorite part of Twitter.
3 different areas, basically. So starts to cut tacos, lasagna, and stir fry.
Oh, man.
Picture whatever you need to from your favorite, whatever, from each one. Grandma's chili or whatever, or grandma's lasagna or whatever.
Grandma's chili's in here too.
I know. But like, so tacos,
Mary?
lasagna, and stir fry.
Well, the starter, day one, my day one has to be tacos. Just
what's the go-to
instant
taco
classic
for Mitch Vomhof?
The go-to taco is going to be a pork shoulder, like a shredded pork shoulder for me.
Okay.
Just perfect. If you're ever in Milwaukee, Bel Air Cantina, obviously, great tacos. Go there on Tuesday or Thursday, wait for 40 minutes and get some tacos.
So worth it.
Beautiful. The sit for me is stir fry because I like its versatility. I respect the ability to take whatever you have in your fridge, toss it in a wok, heat it up, throw some soy sauce in there, get a nice stir fry going.
Boom.
And unfortunately, and I got nothing against you, lasagna, but somebody's got to get cut. Lasagna's great. It hits a spot. In the winter, when it's cold out, you need something warm. There's a lot of cheese to fill your belly, but
not having lasagna in the middle of summer,
of the 3, lasagna's probably the third.
Oh my gosh, this is where I'm gonna have to differ with you. This is where I gotta take up shop with you. So lasagna has to be my starter.
Oh sure, but you got that Italian thing going.
The Italian thing, regardless.
You gotta, I mean, that's part of your heritage. It's fine.
Right, exactly. I gotta sit tacos because I love a good taco, but I have to cut stir fry. Stir fry is really a hit or miss for me in all honesty.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
It's got to go for that one. So, last thing, you are going to an event and you have one thing you have to drink all night. Are you drinking draft beer? Are you drinking hard alcohol like cocktails? Or are you drinking wine?
Beer, cocktails, wine.
Yep. Bartender says, I'll give you free blah, blah, blahs the rest of the night. What are you drinking?
I wonder about this bartender, but...
don't worry. I paid him. Anyway. It's irrelevant for the question.
Well, it's the namesake of this network and number one in my heart. Beer on tap, number one.
Does something to you.
It really hits me. If I can get a nice lakefront, if I get some Milwaukee Brewing Company, if I get a Surly, I'll do that.
Makes sense.
I mean, I would say it has to be like something. It's not just like a Miller Lite on tap. Because come on, guys.
No one's about that.
I would have to swap in the cocktails if it was just a domestic, let's say. But cocktails are going to be my sit. I can rock with a good gin and tonic. Old Fashioned's a classic, obviously. I would drink Old Fashions all night in a heartbeat. And while I respect wine, I don't respect what wine does to me. I never have a good time with wine. Sorry, guys. So that's going to be hard.
But everybody else has a good time when Mitch has wine.
Listen, if you have a camera and a recording device on me with wine, then it's great, but...
Everybody's a winner when Mitch drinks wine.
Yeah, well,
I love it.
Most people are winners.
Right, it's true. All right, I'm probably going to have to cut wine as well, too, because if I'm going to a party, I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I'm going to have to actually, thinking about it, I'm going to have to completely echo what you've got. I've got to have to start the draft beer. But it's got to be draft cider, though, for me. Like,
I'll accept that.
Every once in a while, like a summer shandy from Liney's or something like that. Like, I'll get on board with that on tap. But, like... normal draft beer.
I don't know if I've ever seen a shandy on tap.
I have.
That would shake me to my very core.
Left's Lucky Town has it in Toast.
Oh, really? Okay. Shout out Lefts.
There you go. Love it, Lefts.
Big up to Lefts.
Sit the cocktails. Go for that because I love a good Tennessee honey whiskey with Coke or Pepsi.
Okay.
That's my go-to drink when it comes to hard alcohol. So,
excellent.
Kurt says that Mitch needs to experience Winefest 2017. So up in Algoma.
Kurt, I'm super wary about any alcohol event that has fest attached to it.
It's a good time.
No, it's a great time. But if you take me to a beer festival and it's like, here's 400 beers for you to pick from, I'm gonna have a bad time eventually.
Like I will try all of them.
I
need them all.
Basically,
give me all the beers.
Yes.
That's amazing. All right, well, Mitch, we got to zip out of here.
All right. Yeah, you've got a plane to catch.
I really do.
I got to get back to work or something.
Someone's got to work around here because it's not me. I'm out.
Jeez.
I'm going to Florida.
No, we're shutting this whole thing down when you're gone.
We are. But thanks to Mitch for stopping by today.
Definitely.
Thanks
Glad
to
to be
Christian Heimel as well, too. Thanks for the barber Simon for stopping by briefly.
Yeah,
as
I got to
well.
get out of here before he's going to be back in like 5 minutes.
No haircuts,
I got to run.
unfortunately. Thanks to Greg and Luis and Bryce and Kurt and everybody else that chimed in. As well too, Trevor as well. It was great to have all of you guys join the program today. We got to run. I got a plane to catch. Mitch has got to go get a haircut. Maybe,
Oh, no.
maybe not. You never know. Make sure to come back with us on Monday. We are off Thursday, Friday. Tanner and I are going to try to jump in from time to time remotely from Florida to say hey to everybody. So just keep it tuned to the Brew Sports Facebook page, the YouTube channel as well too, Brew Sports, and on Spreaker.com and iTunes for all the favorite shows and podcasts. So you can catch Mitch on Tuesdays on Double Dribble with Jimmy Carlton, 5 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Brew Sports Network. Thanks so much for staying with us today, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your week. This has been Halftime here on Brew Sports.
3, 2, 1.